Welcome back, everyone. It is Wednesday, which means it's my favorite day of the week, and we get to visit with our friend Michael Babcock at TMZ to get the scoop on today's hottest stories. Good morning, Babcock. How we doing?
Hey, Maddie. How are you? I'm doing great.
Good, good.
Hi, Jeremy.
Wait, Mr. Babcock, didn't I see you? Look, I had to call him Mr. Babcock.
I know,
now.
right?
I don't feel right calling you Babcock.
Babcock. I know.
I just can't. Didn't I see you hosting TMZ Live this week? I saw you filling in. You did a good job. Was it this week or last week?
Thank you. Yeah, I think that was last week.
You did a great job. I always like seeing you on
last
that.
week.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I enjoy doing it.
You did
Hey,
great.
you've been there long enough. I mean, you might as well get up on, get some more
Every
screen
once in a
time.
while, yeah, they let me up there.
Yeah.
Hey, Michael, quick question. Just because Maddie, I've been doing this a little bit here, and Maddie's getting used to it. Do you ever have viewers get mad at you for your opinions?
Yeah.
He's like, that's 95% of my job.
Yeah, you should see. Yeah, I'm sure you guys have the same thing, but you should see my DMs.
Oh, wow.
Oh, goodness.
Okay, you don't have to tell us, but I just was curious.
Yeah. I should walk around with security. That was some of the messages I get.
Okay, so what's on the agenda for Hollywood this week, past, present, future?
What do you like better? What do you want to talk about? Prince Harry?
Of course. You know I like the royals.
Okay, let's do Prince Harry.
Let's do the royal.
I guess not as juicy as the Sydney Sweeny story, but Prince Harry, Meghan Markle went to the Lakers playoff game in LA. So this is something I think that's relatively rare for them. I can't remember at least having seen them at American sporting events, but this was a big game, Lakers Grizzlies in the playoffs, and a ton of other stars were there. Now, they didn't sit courtside like a lot of the other celebrities do. Kim Kardashian, Adam Sandler, they were all Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. They were all sitting courtside, but Harry and Meghan were actually in a box. I imagine they would wanted to have some space from everybody, but they were there. They looked like they were having a good time. They even put them on the kiss cam. But they didn't kiss. They didn't kiss, but they had a sweet moment. It looked like Harry kind of went in for the kiss, but Meghan wasn't having it. But they were there, and I guess they made the trip down from where they live in Montecito. It's a little bit of a drive, but nonetheless, they were there, and the Lakers won.
Oh, that's good.
Well, it seems they're already, getting really well settled into the Hollywood lifestyle of that Hollywood.
Yeah, I think, you know what, Maddie? I think people wonder if they're going to, if they would move to LA, if they would live in LA, because it's an industry, obviously entertainment industry they're involved in. And Montecito, it's a bit off the beaten path. It's a little bit of a drive. So I think a lot of people do wonder if they would ever make the move to Los Angeles fully.
I don't know, Michael. I think she likes the publicity, but I have a question for you about them, because I had heard reports that their Hollywood high-list, A-list friends were kind of distancing themselves from them because of the backlash from the Netflix and the book and everything. They have not been looked at. It's hard to feel sorry for somebody who has everything handed to them on a silver platter. I'm just saying, I've heard that, but I didn't know, and they weren't going to the coronation.
No,
Meghan
you know
wasn't.
what? I haven't directly heard that, Jeremy, but I would be surprised if that wasn't the case, or if that weren't the case, because I think both have been affected. We've done stories on this. Obviously the coronation's coming up in a few weeks, and the trouble that Charles has had in finding people to perform, big acts to perform. I think that everybody has been hurt by this public fight. Nobody comes out of this in a better position. They've hurt Harry, and Harry's hurt them, and I would be actually surprised if some of their celebrity friends didn't want anything to do with them, honestly.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I don't know. I still think there's that appeal, but that's just my opinion. So you can come for me if you want.
Look, a lot of people still love them. That's the bottom line. Just look at how well the book did. The book
oh
was
my gosh, yes,
number one forever. Probably still is. Yeah. So they definitely have a bunch of fans.
And they weren't booed or anything at the Lakers.
No, it was like, so one of the guys from here was at the game, and he said it was like a mixture, like I guess a smattering of booze, but a mixture. Some booze, some cheers. So.
Maybe that's why she kind of reclused herself, because the booing and when
it's gotta be uncomfortable.
That is,
You're like, nobody here likes me.
Right?
Yeah, that's not comfortable.
It's not comfortable.
Yeah. Okay, let's get on to this salacious Sydney Sweeny news, because I've been following her and the Glenn Powell and the engagement.
So this has been a big story. So actress Sydney Sweeny is filming a movie, which happens to be a romantic comedy with Glenn Powell, and they have been off for months shooting this movie, and there has been photograph after photograph and video after video, and them seemingly flirting with one another and just looking very much into each other. And the thing is, she's engaged. So she has this fiance, Jonathan Davino, who's a guy from the restaurant industry. And they started dating in 2018. Then last year, she started walking around with this big rock in her hand. And a lot of people thought, oh, maybe they broke up, maybe they split, or maybe she is sort of, seeing Glenn Powell on the side. But that they all say, no, not the case at all. This is strictly them filming a romantic comedy. She is very much still with her fiance. They plan to get married. And she said last year she doesn't like to date people in the industry. And I think obviously that would mean actors, and he's not an actor. So, people say this is a lot of talk about nothing.
Yeah, well, I don't know if it's not nothing, because I have been following, and Glenn Powell's girlfriend unfollowed Sydney Sweeny on Instagram, and if we know, that means a lot more.
Yeah,
So
I'm not saying I believe him.
yeah, and plus,
I mean, who knows?
They've been filming in Australia. That's a long way away from home.
Have you never heard where there's smoke, there's fire?
Yeah,
right. They're both very
I'm just saying.
people.
Where there's Sydney Sweeny smoke, there is Glenn Powell fire, people. Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't blame him, but and he is an incredibly handsome guy too. So, maybe they wouldn't be the first co-stars to hook up, right? If it did actually.
It's such a stereotype, though. Like that happens way too frequently.
Well, maybe it's for a reason, Jeremy.
Well, that's true.
Right. Well, I feel like we might have, if this, what they're saying is true, that she's still engaged and they're just friends, I feel like we've got a Bradley Cooper, Lady Gaga, A Star is Born situationship happening here, where they're just friends. But then, Bradley and Irina broke up right around that time that they were doing their press tour and all lovey-dovey. I'm just saying.
Even if you're just friends, there obviously could still be jealousy, and I guess we'll see what happens if they end up not going through with the marriage. We might know why.
Well, then we'll know. But I gotta say, it would be very, very hard. I mean, we're all in entertainment,
right?
And our other significant others are not. To see somebody that you're involved with kissing somebody else, even if it's on screen, that's got to be uncomfortable.
Yeah,
that's got to
I
be.
would think
like,
so.
Well, was there fire? Was there passion?
Right.
Yeah.
Did
You
you
know,
feel
you
anything?
can tell.
Yeah.
That's your person.
But I guess that's what you sign up for, being the significant other of somebody.
Right. If the sparks were flying, you got a problem.
Yeah. Joey on Friends always said it. If there's chemistry on stage, they're not involved. But if there's no chemistry on stage, they are involved because they used all their passion off stage. That's what Joey said on Friends.
Joey Tribbiani.
There you go. Wise words.
Oh, awesome. Okay, well, that's
there you go.
quite a lot of juice. Some tea.
Yeah. Well,
You got a couple that got
why I'm
booed,
here,
and then
you know?
a couple that's not
my
booing.
purpose, I guess.
Michael, thank you so much. We love you so much.
Yes.
We'll see you next Wednesday.
Bye, guys.
Thank you, Babcock. Okay, you can watch TMZ weekdays at 5 p.m., TMZ Live weekdays at 2 p.m. After this, we'll be back with a performance from Eldritch, USA. Stay tuned.